I'm a B2B SaaS company. I've decided that I'm going to take the plunge into PR. I do a lot of research. I hired a PR agency that I believe is going to perform for me. How should a company and a PR agency start their relationship? What are the keys to success to make sure that expectations are aligned, that you have a vision of what you're hoping to achieve, and that you get the engagement off on the right foot? Because a lot of companies come into PR with unrealistic expectations and they're immediately and quickly disappointed.
I think part of it is looking at a potential PR relationship, not as a client vendor relationship, but as a partnership. And by that, I mean, you can't kind of just hope to hire a vendor and hope things work out. You need to prioritize PR and communications as a key business driver and treat it with the same import that you would any other function, whether it's marketing or sales or customer service. So that's kind of point one. You're either all in or you're not. The second thing is you need to be able to provide your PR firm access and action. So access to the executives that they need to be successful. That's your sales team to interview them, your CEO, your CMO, access to these folks that are going to be pivotal in telling your story, and then action from them when there are asks that start coming in from the media and other entities like speaking opportunities and awards. So it's got to be a commitment to act quickly from the right people at the right time. And what I've seen so often is this atrophy that occurs when the client side isn't taking the PR effort as seriously as they need to, dragging their heels, taking 3 days to comment instead of 2 hours, not providing you the data that you need in order to complete this pitch, not giving the data that we need to do this survey, whatever it may be. It's the dragging of the heels on the client side that tends to be a real killer. We always say, like at Crackle in particular, is if we don't have you on your heels in the first month or two, then we're not doing our job right. The client needs to be scrambling to try to keep up with what we're doing here, and you need to be all in to do it. That's kind of what I would say is, for me, the recipe for success is. And then the second thing I would say is we have a blood on the walls meeting very early on. I call it blood on the walls because we want to know the good, the bad, the ugly. Don't surprise us. Let's sit down and talk about who you really are. Who has you shaking in your boots at night? Who are you thinking about as a competitive threat? What should we know that potentially could blow up in our face? What crisis communications plans should we have in place in the event things go crazy? There's a lot of really early honesty and planning that has to happen. And that's what partners do versus client vendor, where we say, hey, vendor, go put this press release out. Hey, vendor, go pitch this story. It's got to be a collaboration. And it's got to be almost like a marriage where you don't marry somebody that you don't know a hell of a lot about and trust implicitly before you do. And that's kind of how we view it.